updates. Myself is Kavipri and this is Sherina. In the video, CMG பார்க்க போற engineering mechanics parallelogram law of forces and the principle of transferability பத்தி பார்க்க போறோம்.
First one is parallelogram law of forces. According to parallelogram law of forces, two forces acting on a rigid body can be considered as the two sides of a parallelogram. After considering it as the two sides of the parallelogram, the diagonal of the parallelogram gives the resultant of it. So we see this as a rigid body. We can take this as a force and this as another force. By considering, according to the parallelogram law of forces, this is P and this is Q. We can consider two forces as two sides of the parallelogram, and the diagonal, it gives the resultant. So on extending this parallelogram, we can name this triangle as A, B and C. So since this is this angle is alpha and this is beta and the whole is theta. So since this is the horizontal component, we can take this as Q cos theta, and since this is vertical, we can take this as Q sin theta. So for formulas, on considering this one, we can see tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Tan beta is equal to P sin theta by Q plus P cos theta. So this is the formula we can derive from the parallelogram law of forces to obtain both the P and Q forces and also the resultant. So from this, we can see certain cases and how to find the resultant. If two forces are like parallel, if both the forces are like and parallel, then we can obtain the resultant by adding both the forces. That is, R is equal to P plus Q. If they are unlike and parallel, then we can take the resultant as P minus Q. By subtracting both the forces, we can receive the resultant. And next one is principle of transmissibility. According to principle of transmissibility, when a force acts on a body, it is assumed that the force acts on every particle of the body which is in its own line of action of force. That is, if we consider this as the body and this as force F, we assume that in this position the same magnitude of force is applied, and even in this position the same magnitude of force, that is F, is applied. That is, this is the line of action of the force. So in the line of action of the force, the same magnitude of force is obtained everywhere.
இந்த வீடியோல parallelogram law of force and principle of transferability பத்தி பார்த்தோம். இத அழகா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண ஷெரினா.
Thank you all.